everyone. My name is Devi Chauhan and I am assistant professor in Suresh Gandhi School of Pharmacy. So here in Pharmaceutical Organic Second, today we will discuss about this. Uh, Today's topic is structure and uses of DDT, saccharin, BHC, and chloramine, phenol, its introduction, its method of preparation. So the learning objectives of today's topic is that in this we will study about the structure, properties, its method of preparations and uses of these compounds. That is the DDT, saccharin, BHC and chloramine. And here we will learn about phenol, its classification and its method of preparation. So the first compound is DDT. As the name, the full form of DDT is diphenyl trichloroethane, and the diphenyl trichloroethane is a colorless, tasteless, and almost odorless crystalline organochlorine known for its insecticidal properties and environmental impacts. So here this DDT, as the name specify, there is two chloros and on the diphenyl there are attached two chloros, and trichloroethane means the total chlorine present in this DDT is 5, and the two phenyl rings are also present on this ethane. Ethane means that there is two carbon atoms, so where all these atoms are attached on it. So here it is a colorless. It is colorless, which is not having any color. Tasteless, it is not having any taste, and almost odorless, it is not having any smell. Crystalline organochlorine, known for it has the property of killing insects and environmental impact, and it has also some environmental impacts. So the name is of DDT is diphenyl trichloroethane, and the IUPAC name of DDT is 1,1-trichloro-2,2-bis p-chlorophenylethane. So here, according to the IUPAC, here 1,1-trichloro is present on this first carbon of this ethane. So here 1,1-chloro position, according to the position here 1,1 is written, and here trichloro because 3 chloro are here, and then 2,2-bis p chlorophenyl. So on the para position of this phenyl, there the chloro are attached. So here, and on the second position of this carbon, the phenyl group is attached. So here it is written 2,2-bis p chlorophenyl and ethane. And ethane because here on the two carbon atoms, all these atoms are attached. So according to IUPAC, its name is 1,1,1-trichloro-2,2-bis p-chlorophenylethane. Next, its molecular formula. Its molecular formula is C14H9Cl5. Means here CH4 and here its molecular weight is 354.48 gram per mole. So the molecular formula of DDT is 354.48, and its molecular formula is C14H9Cl5. So here C14 because here you can count the carbon atoms 1, 2, 3, 4. On the both the benzene ring, there is 6 carbon atoms. So total is 12. And here ethane contains the 2 carbon atoms, so total 14 carbon atoms are there. So it's named C14H9 because on these position 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9 hydrogens are attached. In this, the 8 hydrogens are attached and 1 hydrogen is here. So total 9 hydrogen is there, and chlorine 5 because here you can see 3 chlorine are attached to this first carbon atom, and the 2 chlorines are attached to this 2 phenyl. So here the total chlorine is 5. So C14H9Cl5. So here it is the structure of DDT, that is diphenyl trichloroethane. Next is its preparation, how it is prepared. So it is prepared, the DDT prepared by the reaction of chloral with chlorobenzene in the presence of sulfuric acid. Chlorobenzene react with chloral in presence of concentrated H2SO4 to give dichloro diphenyl trichloroethane. So in this here, this DDT is prepared by the chloral. Here you can see this is your chloral, and this chloral is when attached with this chlorobenzene, two molecules of here chlorobenzenes are taken. So here when it is reacted in the presence of sulfuric acid, then we will get here DDT. How it is attached? From this, the carbon atom, this CO is removed and is attached to this both H, and here water molecule is extracted from here. Water molecule is removed out. There is a removal of water molecule is also there, and both of this are attached to this position, second position of this carbon atom. So here there formation of DDT. Here we can say that the chloral when reacted with this chlorobenzene in the presence of H2SO4, that is your concentrated H2SO4, that then it will give you DDT, that is your dichloro diphenyl trichloroethane. So the uses of DDT. The DDT is used as an insecticides on crops, particularly for mosquitoes, flies, and crops. So here DDT is also used for the it is used to kill the insects which harms the crop, and particularly it is effective on mosquitoes, flies, and crop pests that harms the crops. So they DDT kill it. And the DDT was initially used by the military in the World War II to control malaria, typhus, body lice, and bubonic plague. So here DDT is also used at the time of World War II so that they can control malaria, typhus, body lice, and bubonic plague. Next is your properties of DDT. So the properties of first property of DDT is the chemical formula of DDT dichlorodiphenyl trichloroethane is C14H9Cl5. The molecular mass of this chemical compound corresponding to 354.48 gram per mole, and it's under standard condition, the density of this compound is roughly equal to 1 gram per cubic centimeter. So according to its standard conditions, the density of this compound is roughly equal to 1 gram per cubic centimeter. So its melting point, the melting point of this chemical compound is approximately equal to 108.5 degrees Celsius, and here in Kelvin it is equal to 381.6. So the melting point is that point in which it started melting. So it is approximately equal to 108.5 degrees Celsius. So the boiling point of this chemical compound is approximately equal to 260 degrees Celsius. However, it is important to note that DDT undergoes decomposition when it is heated to its temperature range. So here the boiling point of this chemical compound is approximately equal to 260 degrees centigrade, and it is important that the DDT undergoes decomposition when it is heated to this temperature. And DDT is also DDT is very poorly soluble in water for all practical purposes. This compound is insoluble in water. This compound is also insoluble in water, and the solubility of diphenyl trichloroethane in water corresponds to 25 microgram per liter at a temperature of 25 degrees Celsius. So here it is The solubility in water of this compound is 25 microgram per liter, and this is and this temperature at temperature of 25 degrees Celsius. For practical purpose, this compound is insoluble in water, very poorly soluble, but at 25 degrees centigrade, this it's 25 microgram is soluble in per liter, in 1 liter of water. Now the uses are the same, that this is used in the as an insecticidal purpose to kill the mosquitoes, flies, that crop pests that affects your crop. And secondly, it is used at the time of World War II, so that they can control malaria, typhus, body lysis, and bubonic plague in the army persons, and the health hazards associated with DDT. So here DDT is known to act as an endocrine disruptor. Therefore, exposure to this compound can result in interference with the endocrine system. So it it can affect your endocrine system. So the exposure is compound of this compound can also result in endocrine. So it acts as a disruptor, means it damage your endocrine. So second point is here, this compound is also suspected to be carcinogen to human beings. However, it can noted that many studies suggested that this compound is not genotoxic, but it is carcinogen to human beings. It means it causes cancers to human beings, but many studies shows that it is not genotoxic, not toxic to your genes. It can also be noted that DDT is classified as a moderately toxic substances by the US NTP and National Toxicology Program, and indirect exposure to this chemical compound is believed to be non-toxic to human. So here it is moderately toxic substance by the US National Toxicology Program, but indirect exposure to this chemical compound is not toxic to human beings. DDT is also believed to interfere with the regular thyroid function in pregnant women. This compound has also been linked to a higher risk of developing autism in children. DDT is classified as a persistent organic pollutant. This compound can penetrate soil and remain there for up to 30 years. So it is considered as an organic pollutant, and it can also penetrate soil and remain there for 30 years. Now the second compound is your saccharin. Saccharin is also known as benzoic sulfonamide. So here saccharin is an artificial sweetener with effectively no food energy. It is not having any food energy. Both salts are highly water soluble. Both are highly water soluble. So it's 0.67 gram per ml in water at room temperature. It is soluble 0.67 gram in per ml in water, room temperature. Saccharin or 2H1 lambda 6,2 benzoyl 1,1,3-trione is a molecule that has found extensive use in an artificial sweetener. It is used as an artificial sweetener. It possesses the following structure. Its name is 2H1 lambda 6,2 benzoyl 1,1,3-trione. According to IUPAC, its name is this. Molecular formula is C7H5NO3S, and its molecular weight is 183.18 gram per mole. Appearance is white crystalline solid, and its density is 0.828 gram per centimeter cube. So its preparation. Saccharin can be produced in various ways. The original route by Ramson and Fulberg, these are the two scientists that started with toluene. Another route begins with chlorotoluene. So here sulfonation of toluene by chlorosulfonic acid gives the ortho and para substituent sulfonyl chloride. The ortho isomer is separated and converted to a sulfonamide with ammonia. Oxidation of the methyl substituents gives the carboxylic acid, which cyclizes to give saccharin-free acid. So here you can see when toluene is reacting with the sulfonation chlorosulfonic acid, then it is giving O-toluene sulfonyl chloride. And here, when it again is reacting with the ammonia, then there is it is O-toluene sulfonamide is present. Sulfonamide, because here's SO2 NH2 is attached to the ortho position of this toluene, and then it is then oxidized with the KMnO4, and after oxidation there is the addition of this COOH. The methyl substance gives the carboxylic acid. After that, there is a removal of this water molecule OH and H from this NH2, and there is a formation of your saccharine. This is a saccharine-free acid. So acid is removed from here, so it is known as saccharine-free acid. So here you can see when toluene is reacting with this chlorosulfonic acid, here the sulfonation process is occurring. We get O-toluene sulfonamide chloride. Sulfonamide is this SO2Cl, and when this O-toluene sulfonamide chloride reacting with this ammonia, then we are getting this O-toluene sulfonamide, and when it is oxidized, then here this intermediate is formed, which is, and here this intermediate is then, from here the water molecule is removed out on heating, here condensation is occurred, and after that we are getting the saccharine. Next, this is the structure of saccharine. Saccharine, here benzene is attached, sulfonamide is attached, and NH and CO. Here you can see uses. It is an artificial non-nutritive sweetener that is used in the production of various foods and pharmaceutical products, including baked goods, jams. It is used in baked goods and jams, baking products and jams. It is about 300-400 times as sweet as sucrose, but has a bitter or metallic aftertaste. It is a little bit bitter or a metallic taste, taste after we taste it, especially at high concentration. Saccharin is used to sweeten products such as drinks, candies, cookies, and medicines. So here it sweetens drinks, candies, cookies, and medicine. In this acids form, saccharin is not water soluble. The form used as an artificial sweetener is usually its sodium salt. The calcium salt is also sometimes used, especially by people restricting their dietary sodium intake. So here, approved or not approved. Saccharin is now one of the 5 FDA approved artificial sweetener and is also an approved food additives in Europe and most countries around the world. Here, its positive effects, side effects on human health. So side effects which involve positive effects. So in positive effect, replacing sugar with a low calorie sweetener may benefit weight loss and protect against obesity. So here, low calories, they can benefit weight loss. Here, the person which are losing it weight, the saccharin can also benefit that, and saccharin is often recommended as a sugar substitute for people with diabetes. Here, diabetic people can also take saccharin and reduce the size risks of cavities. The cavities risk it can also reduce. Next is your negative effect. So the negative effects are acute short-term health effect, it irritate your skin. Chronic long-term health effect is cancer, hazards not classifiable as to its potential to cause cancer, and reproduction hazards is not a fact. Reproduction, other long-term effects in very high concentration causes a skin allergy, itching, and a skin rash. It can, when we take it a long time, then it can also cause skin allergies, that is your itching and a skin rash. Next, dosing for use. According to the FDA, the daily allowance should be 5 mg per kg body weight, and according to the WHA, it should be 0 to 15 mg per kg body weight. So for example, a person weighing 50 kg, the maximum amount of saccharin taken into the body is 750 mg per day. It is best to use only 30% ADI sugar, which is only 250 mg per day. So here, the 50 kg person can take 750 mg per day a saccharin, but it is good to use sugar as 250 mg per day. Next compound is your benzene hexachloride, that is also known as BHC. So BHC full form is benzene hexachloride. Any of several stereoisomers of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hexachlorocyclohexane formed by the light-induced addition of chlorine to benzene. One of these isomers is an insecticide called lindane or gamma hexane. So BHC's isomer is lindane or gamma hexane. So lindane, also known as gamma hexachlorocyclohexane, and gamma hexane, gammaline, and sometimes incorrectly called benzene hexachloride, is an organochlorine. Here chlorine is also present, chemical and isomer of hexachlorocyclohexane that has been used both as an agriculture insecticide and as a pharmaceutical treatment for lice and scabies. It is used for the treatment of lice and scabies in pharmaceutically, and it is also used in insecticidal purpose in agriculture. Lindane is a neurotoxin that interferes with gamma neurotransmitter function by interacting with the gamma receptor chlorine channel complex at a picrotoxin binding site. So here this lindane is a neurotoxin that is toxic to your neurons, that interfere gamma neurotransmitter functions, and then it interacts with the gamma receptor chloride channel complex at the picrotoxin binding site. In human, lindane affects the nervous system. It can also affect our nervous system, liver, and kidney, and may well be a carcinogen. So it can also be a carcinogen, and it can also affect our nervous system, liver, and kidney. A specific exception to the ban allow it to continue to be used as a second-line pharmaceutical treatment for lice and scabies. So here it is allowed to use as a second-line pharmaceutical treatment for the lice and the scabies. So here, this is the structure, and the molecular formula of benzene hexachloride is C6H6Cl. Here you can see here this carbon is 6, hydrogen is also 6, and the chlorine are also 6. That is why it is known as benzene hexachloride. So its molecular bond weight or molecular mass is 290.814 gram per mole, and its density is 1.89 at 66 degree Fahrenheit, and its melting point is 1.89 at 66 degree Fahrenheit, and its boiling point is 323 degrees centigrade. And the structure is this. Here it is given 6 chlorines are attached to the 6th position of the carbon atom of this benzene-like structure. So it is known as benzene hexachloride. Next, its preparation. Chlorine combines with benzene in presence of sunlight and in the absence of oxygen, as well as substitution catalyst to form hexachlorocyclohexane. So here benzene when react with this free molecule of chlorine in the presence of sunlight, but in the absence of oxygen, then it forms hexachlorocyclohexane. So here lindane can be prepared from chlorine and benzene by photochlorination. The product obtained is benzene hexachloride, comprises of isomers, which from which only the gamma isomer is wanted. So gamma isomer is got by treating the reaction mixture with acetic acid or methanol, in which only the alpha and beta isomers dissolve easily. So here from this benzene hexachloride, to obtain lindane from it, we just dissolve it, we treat this with the acetic acid or the methanol, from where the alpha and the beta isomer dissolve, and we get the gamma isomers. So uses of benzene hexachloride. So the uses of benzene hexachloride and isomers are used in various fields. Some of its uses are listed below. It is used for pharmaceutical treatment for the lice and the scabies, and it is also used as an agriculture insecticide, although presently its agriculture use is regulated or banned in many countries. During 1950-2006, 6 lakh ton of BHC was produced globally Globally, for farm agriculture use, it is used in medicinal shampoo or lotions, and it is also used as a second line treatment of various disease, and it is used for seed treatments. Now, benzene hexachloride health risks. According to the WHO, BHC or ridane is moderately accurately toxic. It is a reason its use in agriculture has been regulated or banned. So its use in the agriculture field is banned. Its higher amount can affect the nervous system, and its production process is harmful for the environment. So here it can affect the nervous system. So its production process is also harmful for the environment. Large amount of ridane can cause headache, dizziness, convulsions, or even death in rare cases. It can affect the brain development of the child and can alter the thyroid hormone level. So here it can also cause headache, dizziness, convulsions, or even death in some cases. It also affects the brain development of the child. It also affects our thyroid hormone level. It also the level above 50 mg per m3 lidane can also cause immediate death, and it can be dangerous to the life and health. It is listed as one of the extremely hazardous substance in the list of extremely hazardous substance in the US International Agency for Research on Cancer, declared lidane a human carcinogen. So it is listed as a carcinogen in USA. Research on Academy. So here, WHO also declared lidane as carcinogen to human, but Indians BIS considered BHS a confirmed carcinogen. Here, the WHO considered it as known carcinogenic, but the Indians have confirmed BCS as a confirmed carcinogen. It also has some adverse effects which cause seizures, skin irritation, itching, rashes, burning sensation. These reactions of lidane make the skin very sensitive. It cannot be used for premature babies as it may cause severe neurotoxicity. Lidane pollutes the environment. It is termed as persistent organic pollutant or forever chemical, as it is a long lasting chemical in the environment. So it is considered as an organic pollutant because it pollutes their environment. So its agriculture use in the primary region for its presence in the environment. Through agriculture, it enters the food chain. The production of process of lidane give a large amount of toxic waste. So according to the studies, every ton of BHC production gives 10 tons of toxic waste. So here from the agriculture, it enters our food chain, and here during its production, it also provides a large amount of toxic wastes. So according to the studies, every ton of BHC production gives 10 tons of toxic waste. And BHC in soil can reach the groundwater and can reach to the atmosphere by volatilization, and therefore it can deposit by the rainfall. So here the BHC in soil can also reach to the groundwater. It can also reach to the groundwater and can reach to the atmosphere, and it can also reach to the atmosphere by volatilization, and therefore it can also deposited by the rainfall. Due to its agriculture application, a large quantity of lidane has been reported in the human body, which is very dangerous for the human health. So the next compound is chloramine. So monochloramine, often called simply chloroamine, which is a chemical compound with the molecular formula NH2Cl together with dichloramine and nitrogen trichloride. It is one of the three chloramines of ammonia. So here monochloramine, often called simply chloramine, which is a chemical compound, and it is have a formula NH2Cl, and with dichloramines where the two chlorines are attached, and the nitrogen trichloride where the three chlorines are attached to the nitrogen. It is one of the three chloramines of ammonia, and molecular formula is NH2Cl. Its molecular weight is 51.476 gram per mole, and appearance colorless gas, and melting point is it's 1 minus 66 degrees Celsius, and according to Fahrenheit its temperature is minus 87 degrees Fahrenheit, and according to Kelvin it is 0207 Kelvin. So preparation, how it is prepared. In dilute aqueous solution, chloramine is prepared by the reaction of ammonia with sodium hypochlorite. So here NH3 is reacted with NaOCl and it forms NH2Cl plus NaOH. Here gaseous chloramine can be obtained from the reaction of gaseous ammonia with chlorine gas diluted with nitrogen gas. Here you can see that ammonia, when reacting with this chlorine gas, it forms chloramine, and pure chloramine can be prepared by passing fluoroamine through calcium chloride. So here pure chloramine can be prepared by passing fluoroamine through calcium chloride. So you can see here fluoroamine when reacting with this calcium chloride, then it gives chloramine plus calcium chlorine. Uses. So the uses of chloramine is used as a disinfectant for water, and it is less aggressive than chlorine and more stable against light than hypochlorite. And its chloramine is commonly used in low concentration. It is also used in low concentration as a secondary disinfectant in municipal water distribution system and as an alternative to chlorination. Its application is increasing. Chlorine that referred to as water treatment as free chlorine is being displaced by chlorine. So nowadays, the chlorine is replaced by these chloroamine. So to be specific, monochloramine, which is more stable and does not dissipate as rapidly as free chlorine. So it does not dissipate to convert it to the free chlorine. So chloroamine also have much lower but still active tendency than free chlorine and convert organic material into chlorocarbons such as chloroform and carbon tetrachloride. So chloroform, such compounds have been identified as carcinogens. So these compounds are identified as carcinogens. So chloroform also has much lower but still active tendency than free chlorine to convert. So chloramine has the tendency to convert the organic materials into chlorocarbons, that is your chloroform or your carbon tetrachloride. And it is used as a disinfectant for water, and nowadays it is the chlorine is replaced by this chloramine. Now the first is your this is your phenol, and this is the structure of phenol. As you can see, phenol, the name describes its structure. Phen means your benzene structure, and all means your alcohol is attached to the this benzene ring. So here it is phenol. Now the introduction. So phenols are molecules that have hydroxyl group attached to the carbon atom of an aromatic ring. So on this phenol, the hydroxyl group is attached to the carbon atom. On the aromatic ring, the hydroxyl group is attached to this carbon atom. In phenol, hydroxy functional group is directly attached to the sp2 hybridized carbon atom of the benzene ring. As you can see on this, on the carbon where hydroxyl group is attached, that carbon is your sp2 hybridized. And the interaction of 6 unhybridized 2pz orbital of carbon atom of the benzene ring leads to the formation of dilocalized pi electron cloud. So here, due to the interaction of the 6 unhybridized 2pz orbital of the carbon atom in this benzene ring, that leads to the formation of delocalization and delocalization of this pi cloud. So delocalization is due to the double bond present and due to the interaction of unhybridized 2pz orbital of the carbon atom. So in this, the COH bond length is in phenol is 109 degrees. So here the bond angle between this carbon and OH is your 109 degrees centigrade. So and the carbon oxygen bond length is 136 pm. So in phenol, carbon oxygen bond length is slightly less than in methanol. So here you can see in phenol, in the structures, you can see the carbon oxygen bond length is 136 pm, and here in methanol the carbon oxygen length is 142 pm. So it is slightly less than this methanol, and this is due to the partial double bond character on bond of the conjugation of unshared electron pair of oxygen with the aromatic ring. So here it is due to the double bond character on amount of conjugation of unshared electron pair. So here the unshared electron pair of this oxygen with the aromatic ring, due to which the bond length is 136 pm. And similarly in ethers, as you can see in ethers, the 4 electron pairs, that is the 2 bond pairs and 2 lone pairs of electron around the oxygen are arranged approximately in a tetrahedral arrangement. So here you can see the 2 structures that the 2 electrons, the 2 bond pairs that are, the 2 bond pairs, these which are attached to the carbon atom, and the 2 lone pairs of electron around the oxygen that show a tetrahedral arrangement. So in this, the bond angle is 117 degrees centigrade, 11.7 degree. In methoxymethane is slightly greater than this 109 degrees centigrade, which is a tetrahedral angle. This is a tetrahedral angle which slightly more than this phenol, the methoxymethane, due to the repulsive CO bond length in ethers and almost the same as in alcohol. So here you can see the bond angle. Here bond length is same of this methoxy and the methanol. It is due to this CO bond length. Here bond length is higher, bond length is slightly smaller. That is why the this angle is slightly smaller in case of this phenol. The preferred IUPAC name. So according to the IUPAC, its name is phenol, and according to systematic IUPAC name, its name is benzeneol because a benzene structure is attached to it. Other names are carbolic acid, phenylic acid, hydroxybenzene, phenic acid, and its chemical formula is C6H6O. Molecular mass is 94.11 gram per mole. Appearance transparent, crystalline solid. Order is sweet and tarry. Density is 1.07 gram per centimeter cube. Melting point is 40.5 degrees centigrade. Boiling point 181.7 degrees centigrade. Solubility in 8.3 gram per 100 ml. So these are the classification. In this, it is divided into 3 types: monohydric, dihydric, and the trihydric. Mono means one OH ring, one OH atom is attached to this position, and the one OH group is attached to the benzene. Here some of the example: phenyl hydroxybenzene, cresol, amcresol, p-cresol. Second is your dihydroxyphenol. Here compound containing 2 hydroxy group attached to the benzene ring. Here you can see 2 hydroxy OH groups are attached. It is dihydroxy. Now the third is your trihydric. Here the 3 OH groups are attached. Here you can see the 3 OH groups are attached to the benzene ring. Next is the method of preparation of phenol. So here the method of preparation of phenol is from aryl sulfonic acid. So the aryl sulfonic acid yields the corresponding phenol, and on heating it, we are getting a sodium hydrox. On heating it with molten sodium hydroxide at a very 570 to 620 degree Kelvin, the sodium salt is obtained, which is then hydrolyzed with acid, and then we get a free phenol. So here from the aryl sulfonic acid, it is treated with NaOH, and we get a sodium salt, and when we get a sodium salt, which is then hydrolyzed with acid, and here we get a phenol. The second is your haloarenes. Haloarenes is your chlorobenzene. So in your chlorobenzene is hydrolyzed by treating it with 10% NaOH at 623 degree Kelvin and 320 atmospheric pressure in presence of copper catalase. Phenol is obtained by acidification of sodium phenoxide. So here again chlorobenzene, which is your haloarenes, and this chlorobenzene is treating with this NaOH, at 623 Kelvin, 32 atmosphere, and in the presence of copper catalyst. Then here sodium salt is formed, and the sodium salt is then acidified and is then and we get the final product phenol. Next is a hydrolysis of diazonium salt. So a diazonium salt is formed by treating an aromatic primary amine with nitrous acid. Nitrous acid means obtained from a mixture of this NaNO2 and HCl. So here HNO2 we get HNO2, that is your nitrous acid. So here HNO2, when we get this HNO2, HNO2 is reacting with this primary amine. So this primary amine, when it's reacting with this mixture of NaNO2 plus HCl, we are getting this at 0 to 5 degrees centigrade, minus 5 degrees centigrade. We are getting this diazonium salt. And when this diazonium salt is hydrolyzed, when this is hydrolyzed, then we are getting this phenol plus N2 plus nitrogen gas plus your HCl. So here we are getting this N2 plus HCl. Here, this primary amine is reacting with this nitrous acid, and we are getting the diazonium salt, which is then hydrolyzed, and we are getting the phenol, nitrogen gas plus HCl. Here, fourth reaction is your decarboxylation of phenolic acid. So here, phenolic acid upon distillation with soda lime are decarboxylated to form sodium phenoxide, which upon hydrolysis give phenol. So here, sodium salt is reacting with the soda lime. And here from this is removed out Na2CO3. We are getting the salt, which is then hydrolyzed to form phenol plus NaCl. So here this soda Na2CO3 is removed out from here, and Na2CO3, and this H is removed out, and this H will form H2O, and here this Na will attach to it. Then here we get a sodium salt, and when we get a sodium salt, then sodium salt is then hydrolyzed, and we form a phenol and NaCl. After that, the oxidation of Grignard reagent followed by hydrolysis. So aromatic Grignard reagent, on treated with oxygen in the presence of light, it forms the this Grignard reagent when is oxidized in the presence of oxygen and light, and then we get this intermediate. After that, this OMGR, when it's hydrolyzed, then it forms a phenol. Okay, plus MgOHBr. Next is your commercial preparation of phenols. So when we have to obtain phenol on the commercial stage. So phenols are important class of compound used commercially for many purposes and need commercial synthesis and pilot scale. So still some amount of phenols are obtained from coal tars. However, about 90% are produced synthetically in industries. So it is the methods, and the next methods are the commercial preparations of phenols when we need phenol on a large stage and on the pilot scale. So here it is obtained from coal tars. So first is from coal tar. Generally, heavy and middle oil containing phenols and naphthalene in crude oil are subjected to extra cooling. As a result, the naphthalene crystals are separated and are removed by filtration, and the remaining fraction is treated with NaOH, which dissolves the phenol by making phenoxide. Ultimately, carbon dioxide gas is blown through the solution in order to liberate phenol. The water layer containing Na2CO3 drawn off, leaving crude phenol behind, which is fractionated and to recover the individual phenol, or as follows. So here phenol, when it is treating with this NaOH, we are getting this sodium salt and water, and when this sodium salt water is then this crude phenol, and here we are getting this individual phenol from it. Next, crude phenol. Now crude phenol, from crude phenol we have to obtain our phenol, the pure phenol. So here, after the fractional distillation at 180 degrees centigrade, we are getting the phenol, and at 190 to 203 degrees centigrade, we are getting this cresol. Cresol is on ortho position. There is a methyl is attached. So here O cresol orthocresol, metacresol, and paracresol is obtained. And at 211 and 225 degrees centigrade, we are getting this xylo. And the ortho and the meta, both the methyl groups are attached. And here, meta and the para position, the methyl groups are attached. So here at 180 degree, we are getting phenol. At 190 to 200 degrees centigrade, we are getting the O-cresol, means cresol we are getting, and at 211 to 225 degrees centigrade, we are getting xylol. So from cumin, from cumin the phenol is obtained. So here from cumin, commercially phenols can be synthesized from cumin, which in turn prepared from petroleum using Friedel Crafts reaction. So here benzene, firstly we have to obtain the cumin. So from benzene, it is reacting with this 1,2 propene and the presence of anhydrous AlCl3, which is acting as a catalyst. Here cumin is obtained, and after that this cumin is oxidized at 130 degrees centigrade. And with the help of catalyst, we are getting this hydroperoxide. And after that, is hydroperoxide is then acid catalyzed, and we form phenol plus acetone, phenol plus acetone, and this so here we get as a product phenol. Firstly, we have to obtain the cumin. After that, the cumin is oxidized, and we are getting this phenol. After the oxidation, hydroperoxide is obtained, and then its acidification, we are getting this phenol. Next, student outcome. So here the student will get to know about the structures, its properties, and the uses of this DDT, saccharin, DHC, that is your benzene hexachloride, chloramine in different fields, and how they are dangerous, how they are effective to the human, and how they will also know about the phenol, their structures, their nomenclature, their classification, and their method of preparation. So these are the questions. So the first question is, what is the full form of DDT? So option A is dichlorodiaphenyl tribromoethane, or the dibromodiphenyl trichloroethane, or the dichlorodiphenyl trichloromethane, or the dichlorodiphenyl trichloroethane. So the answer is D. Second, the number of carbon atom in DDT. So how many carbon atoms are present in DDT? So the answer should be 14. So next question is the solubility of dichlorophenyl trichloroethane in water corresponds to how much? Solubility of water. So it should be 25, option is 25 microgram per liter, 25 gram per liter, 50 microgram per liter, 25 kilogram per liter. So the answer is 8. So 25 microgram per liter. So commercially, phenols are obtained from. How phenols are obtained commercially? So it is obtained from coal tar. How benzene hexachloride is used? So it is used as insecticides. The molecular formula of DDT as how many chlorine atoms are there? So how many chlorine atoms are attached to the DDT is 5. On heating aqueous solution of benzene diazonium chloride, which of the following is formed? It's phenol. Now sodium benzene sulfonate react with NaOH, and then on acid hydrolysis it gives which compound? So the answer is sodium benzoate. So here, what is the commercial method of preparation? Method of preparation of phenol is the Hawk method. On commercial stake from the Hawk method also we can prepare this phenol. What is the reagent which react cumin to give phenol? The option are given: oxygen, hydrogen, nitrogen, ozone, and oxidation. On oxidation, when cumin is oxidized, it gives phenol. So here oxygen is used. So these are the references of this topic. Thank you.